Have you ever come across a situation where you realize that you have spent double the amount on cabling cost than the cost of your actual cameras? Yes, I'm talking about your cabling cost with regards to CCTV. Today, I'm going to give you some tips on how to reduce the cabling cost while getting your CCTV system installed. Hi, my name is Sibin, a surveillance specialist and also the proprietor of Trinity Computer Solutions. Last week, I came across a customer who was talking to me about a CCTV system which was installed by an electrician at his apartment. And he was complaining that they spent close to 60% of the total invoice amount on just cabling. Wow, can you believe it? I felt you all should know how to save on cabling cost, even if you're getting it done through a local technician or an electrician. The first step and the most easiest way is to identify if you need an analog system or an IP system. As discussed in our previous video, you need to do a proper survey and identify if an analog system is better or an IP system is better for you. The reason why I tell you this is because if you have a CCTV system which is in different clusters, where you may have 10 cameras on the ground floor, another 10 cameras on the first floor, another 10 cameras or 15 cameras in a different block. So if you have cameras which are in clusters, it's always advised to prefer an IP camera setup. Now when you have cameras in different clusters, you could always choose one switch for that one cluster. It can interconnect to a different switch and then reach the recording system as one single cable. Otherwise, what usually happens is if you have 30 or 40 cameras, you will have to bring all the 30-40 cables from the cameras to the recording unit. So here, planning is very critical. Get a good professional and do a site survey or planning for your CCTV system so he can suggest you if analog works out better for you or if you need to think of an IP system. Usually if you take your electrician's advice, then he may not give you the right advice and he may suggest you go for only analog cameras because that's where he can make more money on cabling. The next step to save cabling is to identify a good location for your DVR. Now what I mean by good location is, I'm sure you all will agree that a security reception or your office will be a safer place to keep the DVR. However, in some cases, by keeping the DVR in the office or security reception, we may end up spending more amount on cabling because all the cables will have to travel all the way from the camera to the recording unit. Because we may have only few cameras near the security or the reception of the office, but majority of the cameras will be on the other end of the building or campus. Again, this is subject to availability of the space and definitely security of the system, because if you feel it is not safe to keep it anywhere else, then you have no other option but to keep it at the safest place in your office or security reception. The third and the most important tip is to use passive receivers in an analog system. Now you get 4-channel or 8-channel passive receivers, and if there's a cluster of cameras as we discussed earlier in each floor, we can connect them to these passive receivers and then run just one Cat6 cable or two Cat6 cable respectively for a 4-channel or an 8-channel instead of running multiple coaxial cables. By using this method, it's proven to save at least 70% of cabling cost in an analog setup. Now these are the 3 important tips to save cabling costs. Hope you found these tips useful and helpful, and let us know in the comments below if they were helpful to save your cabling cost. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our page for more videos. This is Sibin signing off. See you in my next video. Thank you.